Hi, Joe. Hi, everyone I don't know. My name is Lisa McCormick. I'm auditioning today for Celimene from The Misanthrope, and I hope you enjoy my work. Thanks. Yes! Fast! Bring chairs for all. Oh, you haven't gone.
No, and I shan't depart till you decide who's foremost in your heart.
Gosh!
It's time you choose. Take them or me.
You're mad!
I'm not, as you shall shortly see. You'll decide.
You're joking now, dear friend.
No, you'll choose. My patience is at an end. Madam, I come from court where poor Cleon behaved like a perfect fool, as is his wont. Has he no friend to counsel him, I wonder, and teach him less unerringly to blunder?
Oh, it's true. The man's a most accomplished dunce. His gauche behavior charms the eye at once. And every time one sees him, on my word, his manners grown a trifle more absurd.
Speaking of dunces, I've just now conversed with old Damon, who's one of the very worst. I stood a lifetime in the broiling sun before his dreary monologue was done.
Oh, he's a wondrous talker and has the power to tell you nothing hour after hour. If, by mistake, he ever came to the point, the shock would throw his jawbone out of joint.
Damon's a character, madam.
Oh, isn't he, though? A man of mystery from top to toe, who moves about in a romantic mist on secret missions that do not exist. His talk is full of eyebrows and grimaces. How tired one grows of his momentous faces. He's always whispering something confidential, which turns out to be quite inconsequential. Nothing's too slight for him to mystify. I mean, he even whispers when he says goodbye.
Tell us about Gerald.
Oh, that tiresome ass! He mixes only with the titled class. He fawns on dukes and princes and is bored with anyone who's not at least a lord. The man is obsessed with rank, and all his discourses are of hounds and carriages and horses. He uses Christian names with all the great, and the word my lord with him is out of date.
He's very taken with Belize, I hear.
Oh, she is the dreariest company, poor dear. Whenever she comes to call, I grope about to try to find some topic which will draw her out, but owing to her dry and faint replies, the conversation wilts and droops and dies. In vain, one tries to animate her face by mentioning the ultimate commonplace, but sun, or showers, or snow, or frost are topics that she can instantly exhaust. But, meanwhile, her visit, painful though it is, drags on and on through mute eternities. And though you ask the time, and yawn, well, she just sits there like a stone and won't be gone.
Demise, her uncle, is admired no end. What's your opinion, madam?
Why, he's my friend.
He seems a decent fellow and rather clever.
He tries too hard at cleverness, however. Oh, I hate to see him sweat and struggle so to fill his conversation with bon mot. And since he's decided to become a wit, his taste so pure that nothing pleases it. He scorns at all the latest books and plays, thinking that wit must never stoop to praise, that finding fault's a sign of intellect, that all appreciation is abject, and that by damning everything in sight, he shows himself in a more distinguished light. Oh, he's scornful even of our conversations. Their trivial nature sorely tries his patience. He folds his arms and stands above the battle and listens sadly to our childish prattle.
Wonderful, madam. You've hit him off precisely. No one can sketch a character so nicely. How bravely, sirs, you cut and thrust at all these absent fools, till one by one they fall. But let one come in sight, and you'll see at once, embrace the man you lately called a dunce, telling him in a tone sincere and fervent, how proud you are to be his humble servant. But why protest when someone ridicules those you'd condemn yourself as knaves or fools?
Oh, why, sir? Because he loves to make a fuss. Well, you don't expect him to agree with us when there's an opportunity to express his heaven-sent spirit of contrariness. What other people say he can't abide, whatever they say, he's on the other side. He lives in deadly terror of agreeing. It would make him seem like an ordinary being. Indeed, he's so in love with contradiction, he'll turn against his most profound conviction and with a furious eloquence deplore it, if only someone else is speaking for him.
Go on, dear lady. Mock me as you please. You have your audience in ecstasies. Sweet heaven, help me control my passion.
Oh, Lord. Why do you stand there staring in that fashion? And what do you mean by those dramatic sighs and that malignant glitter in your eyes?
I mean that sins which cause the blood to freeze look innocent beside your treacheries.
Oh, your compliments were always sweet and pretty.
Madam, it's not the moment to be witty. A righteous wrath deprives me of my senses, and I won't answer for the consequences.
What does this outburst mean? Will you kindly explain? Have you by any chance gone quite insane?
Yes, I went insane the day I fell a victim to your black and fatal spell, thinking to meet with some sincerity among the treacherous charms that beckoned me.
Pooh, of what treacheries can you complain?
This evidence, which I acquired today, leaves you, I think, without a thing to say.
Is this what's thrown you into such a fit?
You should be blushing at the sight of it.
Ought I to blush? I truly don't see why.
Oh, now you're being bold as well as sly. Since there's no signature, perhaps you'll claim...
I wrote it whether or not it bears my name.
And you can view with equanimity this proof of your disloyalty to me?
Don't be so outrageous and extreme.
You take this matter lightly, it would seem. Was it no wrong to me, no shame to you, that you should send Orant this billet doux?
Orant? Who says it was for him?
Why, those who brought me this example of your prose. But what's the difference? If you wrote the letter to someone else, it pleases me no better. My grievance and your guilt remain the same.
But need you rage? And need I blush for shame if this was written for a woman friend?
Most ingenious. I'm impressed to no end. Here, let me read it. Tell me, if you dare to, that this is for a woman.
I don't care to. What right have you to badger and berate me and so high-handedly interrogate me?
Now, don't be angry. All I ask of you is that you justify a phrase or two.
No! I shall not. I utterly refuse. And you may take those phrases as you choose.
Just show me how this letter could be meant for a woman's eyes, and I shall be content.
No. It's for Orant. You're absolutely right. I welcome his attentions with delight. I prize his character and his intellect, and everything is just as you suspect. Now come, give your rage free rein, but kindly cease to bicker and complain.
Ah, traitress, in how confident a fashion you take advantage of my helpless passion. But do at least deny this black transgression. Take back that mocking and perverse confession. Defend this letter and your innocence, and I, poor fool, will aid in your defense. Pretend that you are just and true, and I shall make myself believe in you.
Oh, stop it. Don't be such a jealous dunce, or I shall leave off loving you at once. Just, why should I pretend? And kindly tell me why, if I loved another, I shouldn't merely inform you of it simply and sincerely. I've told you where you stand, and that admission should altogether clear me of suspicion. Since women are so, from natural reticence, reluctant to declare their sentiments, and since the honor of our sex requires that we conceal our amorous desires, ought any man for whom such laws are broken to question what the oracle has spoken? Should he not rather feel an obligation to trust that most obliging declaration? Enough. Now, your suspicions quite disgust me. Why should I love a man who doesn't trust me? I cannot see why I continue to take an interest in you, fool that I am. I ought to choose a man less prone to doubt and give you something to be vexed about.